Matt Wolking is the Strategic Communications Director of Never Back Down, a PAC for Ron DeSantis, and he joins me now. Thank you, sir, for coming on. We appreciate it. It got off to a rough start tonight. It was very glitchy, but your thoughts on the launch?
Yeah, I mean, well, there's clearly a lot of excitement for this event tonight, and I just think it's great that so many Americans are ready to join Ron DeSantis in looking to the future. You know, this event tonight with Elon Musk, where he was able to talk about how he took on the woke mob at Disney. You know, you made so many great points in your open there, but about his accomplishments, and there really are so many that it takes so long to go through them all. But this is why there's such a strong grassroots movement coming together behind Ron DeSantis for governor.
Understood. I think you're talking to, as you try and do this, you're going to talk to millions and millions of people that like both Ron DeSantis and like former President Donald Trump as well. And I think that's where it gets really tricky, as any primary is. How do you distinguish your candidate from former President Trump without turning off the massive Trump base that you will need? I think that's the trickiest part, is going up against former President Trump and not pissing off his huge base.
Sure. Well, Donald Trump was a good president, and I was proud to work hard to elect him in 2020. I voted for him twice. But Ron DeSantis is the future. And the thing that I love about Governor DeSantis is how he gets the job done in Florida, and how, whether it's taking on the woke companies, their ESG movement, their DEI movement, tackling critical race theory in the schools that's being pushed on our children, banning the sexualization of children that's being pushed by the woke left. He's just done such a fantastic job taking the fight to the left on those cultural issues that are the most important thing happening in our country right now. And so that's why I'm proud to support him.
But do you expect that DeSantis is not going to swing back? We know Trump's going to swing. He's already started swinging, and he's going to swing hard. How do you guys count?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we'll certainly follow Governor DeSantis's lead on that. I'm sure he will be highlighting the contrast that exists between he and the former president and what he was able to accomplish in Florida, and how he could finish the job and apply so many of those things for the country. But I think when you look at these candidates, the fact of the matter is President Trump has spent more money attacking Governor DeSantis this year than he did supporting Republicans in the 2022 midterms last year. And so this is clearly a day that Donald Trump sought to stop from happening. But Governor DeSantis is now declared as a candidate. And so we're glad to have him in the race, and we look forward to a spirited battle.
It's going to be that. It's going to be very interesting. And we thank you so much for coming on, Matt. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Rob.
All right, Mike Huckabee endorsed former President Trump in 2024. He joins us now, along with Dick Morris, a Trump advisor. Gentlemen, good to see you both. Mr. Huckabee, I want to start with you. Your thoughts on the DeSantis message. How do you think this is going to play against former President Trump?
Rob, I think it was an unfortunate launch of his campaign. The technical glitches are just one of those things that you just can't have when you first show up. It's like the first day you're in the restaurant business and everybody gets sick eating your dishes. Right. I'm not sure who his consultant was who designed this whole idea of launching on Twitter, but he's available if somebody would like to hire him, because my guess is he got fired this afternoon for staging this that just didn't turn out well. Now, to be fair, DeSantis has plenty of time to recover, but you don't want your first moment out of the gate to have the bull throw you up in the stands before the second clicks off the clock. And that's basically what happened tonight. And it's unfortunate for Ron DeSantis.
Yeah. Dick, to that decision, I think we all scratched our heads over the last couple of days. I had to ask, what's Twitter Spaces? I'm on Twitter every day. I didn't know what Twitter Spaces was. And then at the same time, somebody told me that it was audio only. And I thought, in this day and age, you're going to do an audio only announcement? It made no sense.
It reminds me a little bit of the launch of Obamacare. Remember, they had a whole big thing about it, and then it crashed, and people couldn't get on the site. Look, I think that the whole theme of the DeSantis announcement, which is "Look at what I did in Florida," reminds me of a Major League Baseball game where the hitter is going up and people are comparing him to Aaron Judge, and he says, "Look, in the minor leagues, I hit 25 home runs." By citing his record in Florida and going against Trump's record in the United States, he's just like a minor league player touting his stats when he's about to go up against major league pitching.
Well, to be fair, there's no better place to get your chops than running a big state. I mean, that's why they like executives. Governors make great presidents, I think, because of that.
Better
Right,
place
Mike?
to do it, running the country,
Yeah.
and then you run on your record. A lot better than running a big state. A lot more real. There's foreign policy, there's economy,
Yeah.
all kinds of stuff you don't have to run when you're running Disney World.
Understood. Yeah, Mike, the same question that I asked to the last guest we had. How does Ron DeSantis differentiate himself from Donald Trump? How does he push away from Donald Trump and maybe fight back? He's going to have to do that without angering that huge base that Trump has. How do you welcome them in? You know, I just don't understand how you do that.
Yeah, Rob, I think the smart play for Ron DeSantis and his supporters is to not engage in the battle. Number one, Donald Trump likes it more. Number two, he's better at it. And let me just tell you, I was on that stage in 2016. We all knew each other. And a lot of these guys were my friends, and I'd watch one after another say, I'm going to take Trump down. 3 days later, they were in the dirt, and Trump was rising in the polls. One of the lessons I learned, I learned I wasn't going to beat him. But the other lesson was that if you attack him, you will live to regret it, and live to regret it pretty quickly, as all of those guys did. So I would tell DeSantis, run your race, do your thing, get your message out, but don't engage Donald Trump. He's a better fighter than anybody else on the political scene right now.
Gentlemen, thank you both so much for coming on. Good to see you guys.
Thank you.